Very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter molecular basis of inheritance, and the topic is the structure of DNA. According to the Watson and Crick, the structure of DNA given by the X-ray diffraction that was given by Rosalind Franklin. Now, DNA is formed by two polynucleotide chain. Two polynucleotide chain. Nucleotide chain. DNA is formed by two polynucleotide chain. Both strands are antiparallel in direction, or both strands are linked with hydrogen bond, double or triple hydrogen bond present in between the nitrogenous bases. There are two types of nitrogenous bases, purine or pyrimidine. Purines are adenine and guanine. Pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. So total number of 4 nitrogenous bases are present in the polynucleotide chain, where the two strands exist in helical manner in double helix. So structure of DNA is a double helical structure where two polynucleotide chains attach with each other by hydrogen bond. Now, the nucleotide consists of, or each nucleotide is formed by 3 components. These components or compounds are pentose sugar, then nitrogenous bases, and phosphate group. Both the strands exist in antiparallel in direction, where each nucleotide is formed by pentose sugar, nitrogenous bases and phosphate group. Pentose sugar consists of because if we talk about the full form of DNA, as we know, the full form of DNA is the deoxyribose nucleic acid, where ribose stands for pentose sugar. Deoxy means the ribose sugar or pentose sugar lacks oxygen group at 2' carbon. So, deoxy at 2' carbon. Deoxy at 2' carbon. Deoxy at 2' carbon. The two types of nitrogenous bases are present: purine and pyrimidine. The two kind of purines are present: adenosine and guanosine. Whereas pyrimidines are cytosine and uracil. So these are the nitrogenous bases which are present in the DNA. Now, if we talk about the structure of or helix of DNA or structure of DNA in which the strands polynucleotide are antiparallel in direction if the one strand present in 3' to 5' in direction. So another strand with antiparallel present in antiparallel direction from 5' to 3'. Both the strands linked with the present in antiparallel direction in which both the strands link with double or triple hydrogen bond present in between the nitrogenous bases of the two helix. Or these nitrogenous bases are adenosine, guanosine. If we talk about the pairing of these nitrogenous bases or the bonding between these nitrogenous bases, consist or carried out by the formation of hydrogen bond in between adenosine or thymine, whereas cytosine bonds triple hydrogen bond with guanosine. So always follow these combination or vice versa. That means adenosine always form double hydrogen bond with thymine, and thymine always form double hydrogen bond with adenosine. Similarly, cytosine form triple hydrogen bond with guanosine, and guanosine form again triple hydrogen bond with cytosine. The number of A always is equal to T, and the number of cytosine is always equal to G, where A plus G is divided by C plus T is equal to 1. That is the Chargaff rule, or always the number of nitrogenous bases are constant in DNA. That means A always is equal to the thymine. Now, if we talk about the measurement of the DNA, the width of DNA approximately 20 angstrom is 20 angstrom. Pitch of DNA and the distance in between two nitrogenous bases is 3.4 angstrom, and the length of one coil is about 34 angstrom. So this is the overall measurement of DNA. Now, if we want to calculate in nanometers, so 2 nanometer, 34 nanometer and 340 nanometer is the length or measurement of the DNA. The human DNA consists of 6.6 into 10⁻⁹ base pair, whereas if we talk about the different organisms, so it is always vary according to the organism. Now let us discuss about the structure of each component, where if we talk about the pentose sugar, so there are 5 carbon present in pentose sugar. Here is first prime carbon, second prime carbon, third prime, fourth prime, and here is fifth prime. These are the number of carbon. If we talk about the where the nitrogen present, nitrogenous base is present on the pentose sugar, because in the DNA all these groups are linked with each other to form a single nucleotide, where on the first prime carbon the nitrogenous base is added through a bond and glycosidic linkage at the 2 prime, because the nucleotide is of DNA, so deoxynucleotide is present in DNA, where the 2 prime carbon lacks the hydroxyl group, whereas the other carbon will have the hydroxyl group. On the 3 prime position, the hydroxyl group is present. Here is similarly the hydroxyl group is present. Now, at the 5 prime carbon always linked with the phosphate group. Hence, they undergoes in the formation of phosphodiester bond. Now, if we talk about the nucleotide of the one strand, and if we talk about the nucleotide of other strand, so the other strand always present in anti-parallel in direction for making the bond with the nucleotide of other strand. So there is nitrogen. For example, the adenosine is present and the thymine is here. So always forms the double hydrogen bond, or that link with the first carbon here. Now second, third, fourth and fifth, CH2OH. Now at the 5th prime, phosphate group exists. Now at the 3 prime, the hydroxyl group is present. Similarly at 2 prime carbon, the lack hydroxyl group. So this is the structure of nucleotide of the anti-parallel strand. So here is nucleotide of parallel is of one strand, and this one is the nucleotide of anti-parallel strand. So that's why this strand is look like opposite, or the opposite in appearance. Now similarly the nitrogenous base like this one is always linked with the N-glycosidic linkage. And glycosidic linkage. Now, if we talk about how the two nucleotide is present, or why the synthesis of DNA always takes place in 5 prime to 3 prime in direction, because if another nucleotide wants to bind with this group with this nucleotide, so always the phosphate group attack on 3 prime hydroxyl group, or that's why the synthesis always takes place in phosphate. Here is. Now the electrophile attacks on nucleophile are also said to be because it is lone pair, so the nucleophilic is also reaction is also takes place. Now when the nucleophile attack on phosphate group, so always because the phosphate group present on the 5 prime carbon, so the reaction always takes place in from 5 prime to 3 prime. The 5 prime phosphate transfer to the 3 prime hydroxyl group to form phosphodiester bond. So if you want to make a bond here, because there is no space, so I want to make a nucleotide here so that we can understand easily how the phosphate now here is CH2OH and the phosphate group present on 5 the nucleophilic attack done here, and that makes diester bond with the 3' phosphate, because the 3' hydroxyl group is here and the phosphate present on 5' of the incoming nucleotide. 3' nitrogenous base bond by the and glycosidic linkage. Now this bond is known as phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond. So there are 3 kind of bond present in a DNA strand. These bonds are, first is phosphodiester bond, second is N-glycosidic linkage. Phosphodiester bond present in between the 2 nucleotides, that makes the phosphate group involved in the formation of 2 ester bond. That's why this is known as phosphodiester bond. Now another bond is N-glycosidic linkage, which is present in between the nitrogenous base, either purine or pyrimidine, now or the pentose sugar. So because the sugar, the nitrogen involved in making the sugar bond with sugar, so that's why this bond is known as N-glycosidic linkage after the removal of obviously one water molecule or hydrolysis. Now another bond is hydrogen bond. The hydrogen bond is just an interaction. The third bond is hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bond is a interaction in between the nitrogen atom and the hydrogen of 2 nucleotides of 2 nitrogenous bases. So that's make a 2 hydrogen bond. If 3 nitrogen involved in making the hydrogen bond, so overall 3 hydrogen bond appear in between the purine and pyrimidine. So purine always make a bond with pyrimidine or vice versa. Now how the formation occur, or how what is DNTP. If we want to discuss about a separate nucleotide of nitrogenous bases, so the separate nucleotide of nitrogenous bases is known as the DNTP. That means deoxynucleotide triphosphate. If we want to discuss about a nucleotide in DNA, so always it is written as DNTP, where D stands for deoxy, N stands for nucleotide triphosphate. Deoxynucleotide triphosphate. Deoxynucleotide triphosphate, DNTP is known as. Now if we denotes all the purine and pyrimidine in the form of deoxy, so it is always written as deoxy adenosine triphosphate. AA stands for adenosine triphosphate. CTP, deoxycytosine triphosphate. Deoxythymine triphosphate. Deoxyguanosine triphosphate. These are all the nitrogenous bases present in DNA. They come in the form of deoxy ATP, deoxy TTP, for example, just only. Now 2-phosphate group remove as nucleotides are known as substrate level phosphorylation, as we know earlier. Now, ATP used as an energy currency, where the 1-phosphate group, the bond energy of 1-phosphate group utilized for giving energy to any compound or any reaction. The phosphate and 2-phosphate remove as such. If we talk about, if we are going to take energy by ATP, so it is released in the form of ADP. So 1-phosphate used during any reaction as an energy. So, and a 2-phosphate, inorganic phosphate, remove as such in the form of ADP diphosphate. If we talk about deoxy, that means adenosine triphosphate lacks the pentose sugar in the nucleotide, lacks the hydroxyl group at 2' region. That's why this is known as DATP. Now, similarly, adenosine triphosphate, when here is DNA strand and this one is last nucleotide which has 3' hydroxyl group, because always the reaction takes place in 5' to 3' in direction. So this is the phosphate group, pentose sugar for example, and the phosphate group present in triphosphate, or if the nitrogenous base is adenosine, so it is known as adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Adenosine triphosphate, the 1-phosphate utilized in making the bond with the 3' hydroxyl group, and other 2-phosphate released as such in the form of inorganic phosphate. So, as such, or inorganic phosphate, not in the form of ADP, because the adenosine already used in making the nucleotide, in making the polynucleotide chain of DNA. So like ATP, it cannot be said that ATP by giving the energy ATP released in the form of ADP. But in the formation of GT, in the formation of polynucleotide chain of DNA, only the phosphate group, 2-phosphate group is released after making the bond, because adenosine is already used in making the nucleotide chain of DNA, or single nucleotide chain of DNA. So students, here is the overall about the structure of DNA, where the structure of DNA is formed by the 2 polynucleotide chain. Both the polynucleotide chain attached with the hydrogen bond, and the distance in between the 2 polynucleotide chain is 20 angstrom. The pitch of DNA is about 3.4 angstrom, and the distance in between the 2 nitrogenous bases are also 3.4 angstrom, and the length of one helix is about 34 angstrom. If you talk about human DNA, so human DNA formed by the 6.6 into 10 to power 9 base pair, in which all the nucleotides attached with each other by this distance 3.4 angstrom. Now each nucleotide is formed by pentose sugar. The pentose sugar lacks the D-hydroxyl group at 2' carbon. That's why this is the DNA is known as deoxynucleotide or nucleic acid. Now nitrogenous bases are of 2 types, purine and pyrimidine. Purines are adenosine and guanine, and pyrimides are cytosine and thymine. Now the phosphate group is also present. Phosphate group is that's why the DNA is negatively charged. Each nucleotide, we are going to synthesize a DNA. So each nucleotide come in the form of D and TP. There are three kind of bond present in the DNA: the phosphodiester bond, hydrogen bond, and glycosidic linkage present in between the nitrogenous base and pentose sugar. So student, here is overall about the structure of DNA. I hope you like this video. So thank you for listening and watching me.